fashion is one of the fastest growing waste problems. In Australia, people spend about $5 billion on fashion in a year. Here are 6,000 kilograms of discarded clothes which were thrown out by Australians every 10 minutes. Just consider this. If we send 6 tons of clothing and textile to the landfill for every 10 minutes, it will be enough to fill up the National Sports Stadium 2.5 times over. In recent years, there is a drastic growth of high-volume and low-cost clothing in the fashion industry. New fast fashion garments arrive in stores weekly or even daily. They cost so little that many people can afford to fill their wardrobes with new outfits several times a year. People then throw these clothes out as soon as they go out of style. This is the reason why fast fashion is to be blamed for generating pollutions. Recycling is one of well-known ways to remedy the waste problem. This facility processes 30 million kilos of clothing every year. Collected clothing is sorted and graded by highly experienced and skilled workers. These sorted items are sent to different destinations. High-quality clothes could go back to retail stores while the incoming unwearable textile is sorted by types of materials and colors for further recycling. However, the effectiveness is questionable. 85% of used clothing ends up in landfill. In North America, it is estimated at least £25 billion sent to landfill a year. In Canada alone, a landfill mountain 3 times the size of Toronto's Rogers Centre Stadium is generated each year. These wastes don't biodegrade easily because many are made with fabrics that can't be broken down or recycled easily. Worse still, the chemicals and dyes of wastes are releasing into the rivers and soils. That's part of reason why fashion is one of world's top polluters. To be more socially responsible, some of the biggest companies in the fashion industry have started their recycling or donation programs. These big players have set up their own donation bins in stores calling out for customers' old garments. Instead of throwing old clothes in the garbage, these companies want you to dump those garments in their donation bins. The message shown on these bins make customers all feel good. From the website of H&M. They claim that they give over 55,000 tons of garments a new life, although most of the major players in the industry participated in the recycling events. None go as far as H&M. They take nearly anything you have, from advertisements of H&M. Garments in the worst condition can be transformed into insulation material or textile fibers woven into cloth, reborn as fashionable new clothes of every conceivable kind. Let's shred it into fibers and stitch it into something new. The only thing we will not do it. Waste it. H&M seem able to achieve sustainability by closing the loop. But the question is, are they real? We know that tons of used clothes are donated to the charities, but those donated clothes that can't resell at their stores, they sell it to a middleman. And the retailers do the same thing with all your donation too. In Canada, H&M give the money it makes off your donations to UNICEF. All textile are worth money. The stuff that's in really rough shape is shredded for painters' cloths or insulation, then sold. But the majority of all donated clothes are shipped overseas to developing countries. And they are sold there too. Not donated or given to needy people. And if you think that means it's not going to end up in landfills, unfortunately, it might not be the case again. Majority of those donations from retailer and charity bins are billed and sold overseas. This is Nairobi, Kenya, the country at the top of the list when it comes to buying the used clothes. Kenya buys more than $20 million worth of old clothes from Canada in a single year. In this local market, we can see a lot of familiar brands. Zara, Adidas, H&M. A lot of clothes donated for free in developed country, only for it to be sold here for profit to vendors who bring it to the local market. What if those vendors could not sell these clothes? They just dump it. Discarding and burning the donated clothes happens regularly right behind the market. East African countries sent the world a message recently. They don't want used clothes anymore and tried to ban them, due to economical and environmental concerns. In the era of fast fashion, the trends change almost every day. They have new garments coming into the stores almost every few days. The fast fashion industry simply produces too many clothes. Much more than what people need. Maybe there is no perfect solution to this complicated problem. But there is something that every customer can do. Buying less. Next time when you see the recycle bins, think twice. Don't be encouraged to have a throwaway attitude because of the discounts.